Commanders, this is a full-on emergency. What's happening in Washington is so explosive it's keeping me up at night. First bomb, the Lions are about to welcome back an offensive beast who seemed done. But wait, is this actually good news for them? Because what's happened in their absence is something no one saw coming, and it could change everything about this weekend's game. Second explosion, our defensive line, the pride of Washington, is at a critical moment. Two Titans who seemed untouchable are now under the microscope of the new regime. What happens this weekend might decide if they're still the future of our defense or if it's time for some dramatic changes. And the final bomb, a legendary warrior and future Hall of Famer is sending mysterious signals from the practice field. Whether they're in or out could be the difference between victory and elimination. Commanders Nation, this is bigger than football. It's about the future of our team. If you want all the explosive details, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Because what's coming, it's going to change everything. Boom! Are you ready for the most explosive story of the week? Because what I'm about to share is going to shake up the entire playoff picture. Listen to this. One of the deadliest teams in the NFL is about to get a key piece of their offense back. And do you know what's even crazier? This news might be the difference between a win and a loss this weekend. Here's the deal. We're talking about the most dominant offense in the entire league, an offense that averages more points than anyone else in the NFL. And now, as if that wasn't enough, they're getting back a running back who seemed out for the season. But you know what's the most interesting part of this? The real story is what's happened during their absence. Because I think this return could be a double-edged sword. Check out these stats, because they're going to blow your mind. Since Week 15, when David Montgomery hurt his knee, the Detroit Lions have uncovered a hidden gem. Jahmyr Gibbs has been an unstoppable machine. Want to know what he's done? 365 rushing yards, 5 rushing touchdowns, another one through the air, and an impressive average of nearly 6 yards per carry. Now let me ask you this, why would you change something that's working that well? Montgomery chose aggressive rehab over surgery, and sure, he's a physical and powerful runner, but Gibbs is pure dynamite. And here's where it gets fascinating. Before Montgomery's injury, Gibbs was barely getting the ball 9, 15, and 8 carries in their last 3 games together. But do you know what happened after that? 77 touches in the last 3 games. 77, people. For our Commanders, this is critical. Let's not lie to ourselves, our run defense has had its problems. I'll tell you this, if I'm the defensive coordinator, I'm praying the Lions split the carries. Montgomery can hurt you, no doubt about it, but Gibbs can destroy you in an instant. And do you know what's the most amazing part? Ben Johnson, the Lions offensive coordinator, now has a massive dilemma. Do you take touches away from a guy who's in beast mode? Or do you keep Montgomery in a limited role? But here's the real question, is this actually good news for the Lions? Because I think sometimes having too many options can backfire. It's like having 2 quarterbacks. If you've got 2, you really don't have any. And for the Commanders, this could be the key to the game. Every snap Gibbs isn't on the field is a small win. Every time Montgomery gets the ball instead of Gibbs, it's one less chance for a big play to destroy us. Now, folks, let me ask you, who would you rather face, a Montgomery coming off an injury or a Gibbs playing the best football of his life? Listen to this. It all started with a dream, a plan to build the most dominant defensive line in the NFL. And you know what? I think that dream is at a critical crossroads. Here's the story. First came Jonathan Allen in 2017, dropping to the 17th pick because of injury concerns. Then, boom! Darren Payne in 2018. The Alabama duo was supposed to revolutionize our defense. What was the result? 2 beasts in the middle of the line who made it to the Pro Bowl. But here's where it gets interesting. 2024 hasn't been the year we hoped for. Let me ask you, where's that dominance we saw in past seasons? The numbers from Pro Football Focus are alarming. Allen suffered his first serious injury since 2017, and Payne, well, he's having the worst statistical year of his career. And do you know what's the craziest part? A backup like Sheldon Day is putting up better grades. Sheldon Day, people, can you believe that? Now I'll tell you this weekend's game against the Lions isn't just another matchup. It's a fire test. They're going up against one of the best offensive lines in the NFL, featuring 2 All-Pros, including Frank Ragnow. But here's the real bombshell. Adam Peters, our new leader, has a history of not hesitating to move on from underperforming veterans. I think this game could define the future of our defensive duo. And you know what's the most worrisome part? The Lions can attack in every possible way in the run game: zone blocking, man blocking, misdirection plays. They've got it all. Now let me ask you, can Allen and Payne regain their Pro Bowl form when we need them most? Because if they don't, the trade market could be calling. We do have one small advantage. Kevin Zeitler is injured, and a rookie will take his place. But let's be honest, Detroit is still an offensive beast. And here's my final question for you. Do you trust our defensive duo to step up when it matters most? Or is it time to start considering some drastic changes? A future Hall of Famer, a titan of the game, has missed 2 practices this week. And do you know what's even crazier? This man never misses a game. I'll tell you this, when Bobby Wagner isn't at practice, everyone panics. How could they not? After forcing that crucial turnover against the Buccaneers last week, he hurt his ankle. But here's the interesting part. Our head coach Dan Quinn just dropped a bombshell to calm all of Commanders Nation. Want to know what he said? He looks strong. Strong, people. Now let me ask you, do you know Bobby Wagner? Because I think if there's anyone who wouldn't miss this game against the Lions, even if he only had one leg, it's him. And you know what's the most epic part? When asked about his ankle, Wagner answered like the warrior he is, "It's life. Nah, I'm good." That's what I'm talking about. But wait, it gets better. When reporters tried to dig deeper, Wagner turned into a tactical genius. I'm not talking about the injury because, you know, the Detroit Lions are watching. What a smart move! I'll tell you this, Wagner isn't just going to play. He's going to be a game changer. This man has 13 years in the league and knows exactly what a playoff game means. He's not a future Hall of Famer for nothing. And do you know what's the most amazing part? Even though he was limited in Thursday's practice, he didn't even get a game designation for the weekend. This is a clear message. Now let me ask you, do you think a little ankle issue is going to stop a living legend like Wagner in a playoff game? Come on! And here's my final question for you. What kind of impact do you think Wagner will have this Saturday against that powerful Lions offense? Commanders family! Today we've broken down crucial topics that will define our future. Montgomery versus Gibbs. Do you really think a recovered Montgomery can outshine Gibbs' magical moment? Share your thoughts with me. Our defensive giants, Allen and Payne, are at a turning point. Can they return to elite form when we need them the most? The future of our defensive line could dramatically change depending on their performance. And speaking of warriors, Wagner is reminding us why he's a living legend. A bum ankle? Come on! Isn't this the kind of attitude our team needs for the playoffs? Family, this is the time to unite like never before. If you're not yet part of this incredible community, now's the time. Smash that subscription button, turn on the notification bell, and join the most passionate NFL fan base out there. Every week, we bring you the best analysis and the most relevant news about our team. See you in the next video, and remember, hail to the Redskins!